Hello, and welcome to Nuts About Baseball, a podcast that will entertain you with discussions involving everything baseball. I'm your host, Joe Grimme, and I appreciate you joining me. Sit back, relax, and enjoy as I share my passion for the sport we call America's pastime. Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Nuts About Baseball. I am your host, Joe Grimme. It is Monday, April the 6th, 2026, and this is your weekly dose that I call Monday Morning Mop-Up. I'm going to talk about the past week in the Cincinnati Reds and how they did, team overall, individual performances, kind of where we stand as a season to date, and then I'm going to talk about the upcoming week and what you have to look forward to. First, I want to say good luck to the Michigan Wolverines and their quest for a national championship tonight against the Yukon Huskies. Go Blue. All right, let's talk about the previous week in the Cincinnati Reds. On Monday, we beat the Pittsburgh Pirates at home 2-0. Chase Burns was outstanding. He had 5 innings pitched, only gave up 1 hit, and had 7 strikeouts. The following day, the Bats only scored 3, and the Reds gave up 8 runs. Brandon Williamson, in a loss, threw 4.2 innings. He gave up 6 hits, 6 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts. Not a great performance for him. I was a little disappointed because I thought he might pick up where he left off in spring training. But again, it's his first start. We got a long season. I'm not worried just yet. On Wednesday, same score. Reds lose 8-3. Unfortunately, Andrew Abbott did not pitch well. He pitched 5.2 innings, gave up 5 hits, 4 earned runs, did have 5 strikeouts, but losing 2-3 to the Pirates is not what I wanted to see. Pirates are improved, but overall, I still think the Reds are better. Again, long season, early times. We'll see what happens. On Thursday, the Reds were off. They traveled down to Arlington, Texas to play the Rangers. What a wonderful series this was. I hope you watched it, if not all of them, hopefully as much as you could. First game saw Brady Singer take the win. Reds win 5-3. Singer threw 5 innings, gave up 6 hits, only 2 earned runs, and had 5 strikeouts. On Saturday, the Reds had a great 2-0 shutout. Rhett Lauder was outstanding. He looks really good. He threw 6 innings, only gave up 3 hits, and had 4 strikeouts. And then yesterday on Sunday afternoon, Chase Burns was electric. He won 2-1. He threw 6 innings, only gave up 5 hits, and he had 9 strikeouts. Chase looks great. I am very, very excited about the season for him. Let's talk about the hitting over the past week. Last 7 days, Elly De La Cruz leads the team with a .280 batting average. He had 2 home runs and 4 RBIs this previous week. Eugenio Suarez, the last 7 days, he batted .273, had 1 home run and 3 RBIs. And then Sal Stewart, who was on fire the first series against the Red Sox, cooled off a bit, but I mean, it's to be expected because he was hitting, I think, over a 500 clip after that first series. He batted .200 this past week. He did have a home run and 2 RBIs. What I like to see is he struck out 6 times, but he also had 5 walks. So Sal continues to impress. Concerning Matt McLain, I know it's early, and I know he had a phenomenal spring. There's no way he could have kept that up into the regular season. But this past week, he did have 10 strikeouts and 24 at-bats. So don't like to see that, but it's all right. I think he's okay, and he'll be fine. What's very concerning, and I am not real thrilled about TJ Friedel's performance so far. I am concerned about TJ Friedel. Unfortunately, he has looked bad, very bad at the plate. This past week wasn't any better. 1 hit and 16 at-bats. And in fact, you saw him sit 1 game, and Matt McLain batted leadoff. I said it in my first week of the Monday Morning Mop-Up that it might be a matter of time before McLain takes that leadoff spot. I don't know what they do with Friedel, but he's got to get out of this funk because he is just not seeing the ball very well. Relievers. One note I wanted to bring up, Graham Ashcraft looks really good. This past week, he had 4.1 innings. Opponent's batting average, 188. He only had 1 walk and 8 strikeouts. Graham looks good. Throwing some serious heat, too. Emilio Pagan. I know there are probably half of you out there that say, get him out of there. We need a new closer. But the other half of you will say, He's fine. He's serviceable. Let him do his job. I'm probably of the latter group because Emilio, while he does make it interesting from time to time, he still usually gets the job done. Exhibit A this past week, he threw 3 innings. He gave up 4 earned runs, and opponents batted 333 against him. He looked shaky, but he still collected 2 saves. So let him figure it out. He's going to be fine, I think. I might change my tune, and we shall see what time will bring.
Moto Federation is a DIY communal workspace and social lounge. We provide the tools, facility, and supplies for you to work on your own motorcycle. Beyond the workshop, we have a social lounge where members can meet to exchange ideas, share knowledge, attend workshops, and view product demonstration. We are a rider's facility dedicated to learning, teaching, and repairing and restoring motorcycles. We embrace all forms of motorcycling, from scooters to trikes and everything in between. Learn more at motofed.com.
All right, let's talk about the team overall. As far as season to date, Sal Stewart still leads the team with a .367 batting average. And then a big drop to our second leading hitter is Ellie De La Cruz at .243. Just beneath him is Matt McLean at .235. Hits, Sal Stewart leads the team with 11 hits. Ellie De La Cruz has 9, and then followed up behind him are McLean and Suarez, each with 8 hits apiece. RBIs, Gino Suarez leads the team with 7. Ellie has 5, and Stewart is behind them with 4. Concerning team batting average, .209. That's 11th in the National League out of 15 teams. Team strikeouts, number 1, and that is not a statistic that you want to lead the league in, strikeouts. Team runs, also concerning. We've only scored 26 runs in the 9 games we've played. That's 14th in the National League, second last. Pitching, on the other hand, I really like what I've seen so far. Team ERA is a 3.25. That's 4th in the National League. And opponents are batting .217 against the Reds. That's 6th in the National League. Overall, the Reds are 6-3. We're 1 game behind the Milwaukee Brewers, who are 7-2. Quite frankly, the National League Central Division has been playing pretty well right now. The only team with a losing record, surprisingly, the Chicago Cubs. They are 4-5. I love to see that. The Brewers, check this stat out. Phenomenal. They are a plus 28 run differential. So that means they've scored 28 more runs than their opponents. Pretty crazy. The Pirates are much improved. They're 6-3. They're tied with us, and they have a plus 11 run differential. I said they were better this year in my first week's Monday Morning Mop-Up. I still don't think they're as good as the Reds, but they have the same record. It's early, long season. Anxious to see how it shakes out. My overall thoughts to date, except for a couple hiccups, those 8-3 losses against the Pirates, I'm pretty happy with the team so far. Their starting pitching has been spot on for the most part. Williamson, Abbott, couple hiccups there, but overall, Singer's looked good, Lauder's looked phenomenal, and Chase Burns is just outstanding. We simply need to hit the ball. The whole league overall is not hitting well. It's kind of been the recent trend. I've talked about it before. I'll talk about it now. But bottom line is we have to get hits when we have runners in scoring position. I looked this up, and it was sickening. Team batting average with runners in scoring position, Major League Baseball, last, the Cincinnati Reds, $1.64. That's pathetic. And add to that, they have a 30% strikeout rate with runners in scoring position. That worries me. I understand that it's early. We played 9 games. We have, 153 to go. The bottom line is they've got to figure it out. They got to start hitting the ball when the runners are in scoring position so we can knock in runs and help our pitchers win these games. We're not going to be able to succeed if we continue to score 2 runs like we have the last 2 games. We're lucky that Lauder and Burns just threw absolute gems to help us win those games and sweep the Rangers down in Arlington. All right, what do we have to look forward to this week? Well, first of all, the National Championship in NCAA basketball tonight, 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. Go Blue. For baseball, we are traveling to Miami to play the Marlins. We've got a 4-game series down there. The Miami Marlins, they're doing pretty well right now. They have a 6-3 record. Opponents are batting 190 against the Marlins. That is second in the National League. What I like to see in my opponent is that their ERA is a 4.1. So let's hope we score some runs against them. We will see their ace, Sandy Alcantara, on Tuesday versus Andrew Abbott. That should be a great matchup. I'm excited to see that game. The Marlins hitting, they're doing really well. 276 as a team. That is second in the National League. They have scored 49 runs. Compare that to the Reds' 26. And what's also impressive is that the hitters on the Marlins have the 4th lowest strikeouts in the National League. Look at the roster top to bottom. You're probably not going to recognize a lot of these names, but there are a bunch of young dudes that are starting to play. They're really figuring this game of baseball out, and they could surprise people this year. Let's hope it's not the Reds during these next 4 games. After that, the Reds come back home to play in Great American Ballpark for a Friday, Saturday, Sunday matchup against the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels are 5-5 overall. Opponents are hitting 219 against the Angels, and that's 5th in the American League. Their team ERA is pretty impressive, 3.34. The Angels hitters, they are hitting 204, which is 12th out of 15 teams in the American League. They are 5th in runs scored, but what I love to see for our pitchers is that the Angels have the most strikeouts as a hitting team in the American League. So, boys, Louder, Burns, everybody, get ready. Let's get those strikeout numbers up there, and let's get some wins against the Angels. Looks like a good week for baseball. I'm anxious to see them play, both the Marlins and the Angels. 6-3, I will take it. The Reds are doing well. I'm having fun watching them, and I hope you are too. Have a great week. Good luck to the Reds, and I will talk to you soon. Until next time, I am Joe Grimme, and I am nuts about baseball.